What is up, everybody? It is Wick here. We are about to start grinding the day away, trying to make some money. But first, we've already made some money. We got to ship out these things I've sold on eBay. A lot of orders to ship out. I'm going to go through them real quick, right around $1,000. First, I sold these Allen Edmond shoes. I paid $5 for these at a Goodwill, and I sold them for $40 plus shipping. Next, I'm shipping out this Sony CD recorder. I paid $15 for this at a Salvation Army, and I sold it for $290 plus shipping. Buyer paid $21.83 shipping. I also printed out the manual because it didn't have a manual. It doesn't have a remote either. If I had a remote, I would have sold it on Amazon and got more money. Remotes for this model are very expensive, 50, 60 bucks. So I just went ahead and sold it on eBay. Still great profit. Printed out the manual because these things are confusing to use, and hopefully the buyer is satisfied. Next, I am shipping out these V.C. Andrews books. I picked these up at Goodwill for $2 a piece. I sold them for $60 plus shipping. More books. I got these Value Tale books, 10 of them, at Goodwill because they were children's books. I got 10 for $5. I've sold a decent amount of these over the years now, and some of the singles can even sell for over $100 just for one book. Look for the later editions in the 90s. I believe these are all from the 70s. The cleanest book set I've ever found of the Value Tale series, but I sold them for $69.99 plus shipping. Next, I am shipping out this pair of San Antonio Shoe Company shoes. I paid $4 for these at a thrift store. Sold them for $25 plus shipping. Shipping out this Hyper Tough 18-volt cordless drill. Picked up 7 of these at Walmart for $5 a piece is all. Sold them for $20 plus shipping. Here we have an Arlo wired video doorbell I picked up at Home Depot for about $30. And I sold it for $95. So I didn't know how long this game board I bought at Goodwill for $6.99 was going to sit. There weren't a lot of comps for these, but it sold really quick for $29.99 plus shipping for a total of $44.64. Sold in about 2 weeks. Then I have this Bible I picked up recently at a yard sale for $1. I sold it for $20 plus shipping for a total of $25.88. Picked up these Nike shoes at a yard sale for $1. I sold them for $20 plus shipping. Next, I have this crimp tool I sold for $14. I believe I picked this up at Lowe's for around $2. I got up 20 some of these, and it was like 2 or 3 years ago now. They are a slow seller, but you know, they do sell. Here are some My Littlest Pet Shop toys that I got out of a Monopoly game, Littlest Pet Shop Monopoly, and I paid 50 cents for that game at a thrift store. And I ended up throwing the game away because it was missing almost all the pieces and the board was ripped in half. But these figures sold for $20. And then finally, I got this Works oscillating tool. This is Lowe's liquidation. I paid $20 for this, and I got $54.21. And there we have it. All the orders ready to go out. We'll put them in IKEA bags, take them to the post office, take them to FedEx, and we'll cash in. We are at the first thrift store, a Goodwill, and it feels like a new Goodwill because when I came in, to my surprise, they had remodeled the whole thing. Everything moved. Looks really nice inside, I'll say that. It doesn't feel like, you know, a giant cockroach is going to come out and chew on your leg. A lot cleaner. However, the merchandise is not the same as it was before. This is one of my favorite Goodwills because you found a lot of old stuff. You found a lot of good stuff at low prices. There's not a whole lot on the shelves right now. I don't know if that's because they just remodeled and just removed all the old stuff. I'm not sure. Hopefully that changes over time. But yeah, I don't even really see any good electronics. Usually there's just stacks of different types of electronics. Unfortunately, none that I'm seeing really that I want to buy. Looking at some cameras and stuff like that. But yeah, you can see the shelves are pretty empty. And right here we got some sort of network card, wireless notebook adapter. Unfortunately, even though it's sealed at $3.99, there's still not really any money involved in it. Here's a little radio. I think this was GE, General Electric. I don't remember why I didn't buy this. I think the battery compartment was just destroyed. I know you can clean those pretty well, but sometimes they're just in such bad shape that I don't want to mess with them, especially when the profits are low. But I sold a Sony unit like that. It didn't work, and I still got like 60 bucks for it. So Sony is definitely different when it comes to things like that. I tend to pick them up more than like GE or even Panasonic. But it's still worth checking, still worth looking at because you never know how much something is worth, especially the vintage items. The toys. Wow, we've found some great toys in this Goodwill before. Some amazing cheap games, sometimes marked as low as 99 cents. for sealed games, but you know what? Things change. Doesn't look like it's going to be like that, at least right now. Hopefully later. I don't know. Just kind of unfortunate. Again, you know, it's nice inside. I'm glad they cleaned it up, but at the same time, I kind of like digging in a bunch of junk. Take a look how empty these shelves are. They're just really empty, and I didn't find much at this Goodwill, unfortunately. Today, we go over to the media, and they got quite a bit of media, which is nice, but Goodwill, I don't know if I mentioned this recently, they changed their book prices. All books now are $3, even the paperbacks, which is just crazy to me. Why Goodwill? Just price, they should be priced lower, honestly. $12.99 for these Elvis CDs loose. Again, that's just kind of dumb. I don't know who's going to buy those. They're nothing special. And we got a DS game. I guess video games are still $2.99. They also got rid of a bunch of their books. Here's some Star Wars books. Paperback at $1 a piece. I would have picked up all of these, but at $3 a piece, no. I'm not buying those. Just have to pass on them, unfortunately. Some Blu-ray there. Here's a Harry Potter book. Hardcover. In good condition, $2.99. You know what? I will pick up that, and I did. I forgot to show it in the haul video at the end, but yeah, I did pick that up. I liked a lot of them together. I get about $90 to $95 for the whole set on eBay. Moving right along, we hit another Goodwill, and over in electronics, the toy section, looking for some treasure, and a lot to look at here. Usually is at this Goodwill. Unfortunately, sometimes the prices are not good. What am I looking at here? I don't even know. Some sort of like battery or something, right? I don't even remember what that was. There's some headphones. I think those get me every time I see them. I'm like, ooh, the Sony Sport headphones. No, just some generic yellow headphones. Clock. Not really interested in the clock. A phone. I actually went through some of my old totes recently. I found like 2 or 3 totes filled with old phones I bought. And I've started going through them and listing them and dealing with them. So I don't really want to buy any phones right now until I get rid of all those. Just been accumulating over the year for whatever reason. I just never tested the phones. A lot of times they need new batteries and I have to order batteries for them. All that stuff. So they just kind of get stuck in the death pile. It's just how it is. Some speakers, some little items. Look like a little answering machine. Some of those answering machines, caller IDs, are big money. There's a large screen Emerson caller ID that sells for over 100 used. I've sold it new for $180. I found it a few times. Just things like that you need to be aware of because you can walk right past them very easily. And I don't know everything. I'm sure I walk past things like that all the time. I know people leave in the comments a lot of times things I walk by, and I do appreciate that. A lot of times, though, they don't have all the information. It's probably something I've already checked. I know people are always like, why didn't you pick up those Jordans? Why didn't you pick up those Nike? Well, sometimes they're priced $50. Sometimes they have holes in them. It's just impossible for me to mention everything in the video. But what are we looking at here? Some board games. Didn't find any good board games here today. Found some good scores here, though, so that's why we keep coming back to Goodwill. There's always opportunity. And just not every time, just not every day, right? And what was that? It looked like some sort of big espresso machine down there in that box. Might have missed something there. But looking through the plush, I grabbed this puppy surprise. It has some puppies in there. They want $3.99 for it. You know what? I'm going to pay up for it. I'll make a little bit of money. Don't really want to deal with it. But I'm just not finding a whole lot, so I don't want to go home empty-handed, even though I'm still going to 5 or 6 more thrift stores. And yeah, we're looking into miscellaneous stuff. There's some Canon ink, $3.99 for this, and I buy it because I can sell that on Amazon for some decent profit. Some soaps, lotions, all that kind of stuff. It's worth looking into because some of it sells great. I've sold lotion, age-defying lotion on eBay for like $40 before, so you just never know, especially if it's discontinued. We're at a new Goodwill now, and we're looking on the shelf, trying to find that big score. Some lights. Down here, I spot something hidden, like, ooh, is this a DVD recorder? Yeah, just a basic DVD player. Not really interested in that unless it's some higher-end brand. Even the Sony ones, you know, basic ones, usually aren't worth picking up. So more miscellaneous stuff. Like looking at it because you never know what you can find. Easy to miss stuff in these types of aisles though. Here's a light of some sort of floodlight, $4.99. I looked it up. Was it worth selling? Not really selling or moving, or was it priced high enough online? Whatever it was, I decided not to pick it up. Here's a Mickey Mouse plush, and I don't know if I looked that up. I know I meant to after I was done recording. I probably did. I don't think it's really worth much anyway. A lot of the Disney plush is not worth that much money, but there are some that are rare that are. I think that was an anniversary edition. Maybe it was. I know there's some Care Bear anniversary edition plushes that are some pretty big money. Yeah, sometimes I just forget stuff because I'm recording. Here's this Def Jam game, and I'm like, oh, this is a bolo. I don't know why I thought that. I grabbed it. I think there must be one that's a good game or something that I have in my head. Not this one. It was priced next to nothing. I would have lost money buying that, so that's why I look up stuff. I put it in the cart because I thought it was worth money. But when I double checked, we put it back. It just wasn't worth picking up. Games, puzzles, just not a whole lot of stuff on this shelf compared to what it usually is. Been mentioning in the past few videos the same thing, just not a whole lot of items. That summer time, Goodwill just doesn't put as much stuff out. People aren't donating as much in the summer. It's kind of odd. I guess they have garage sales. Here's a doll I decide to get creepy with. I'm looking for an American Girl tag. I was pretty sure it wasn't, but I checked just to make sure. Checked to see if that was a Jurassic World, Jurassic Park dinosaur. It was not. And yeah, taking another look just in case. Big box of naked Barbie dolls. I'm looking mostly for Monster High dolls. I can spot those pretty easily. As far as spotting rare Barbies, I'm not very good at that. Let's just be honest. As time goes by, I'm learning more and more about what to look for in Barbies, but it's not something I spend a lot of time on researching. But yeah, I know there's some decent money in a lot of Barbie dolls, but a lot of them there isn't. So I get to this Goodwill and I spot some amazing items. All these vintage speakers in the box, and it turns out majority of these are brand new in box. I already sold one of them for $150, so I grabbed all of them, except for a couple of them that had been opened and just weren't looking to be very valuable. Couldn't find any truly reliable comps on those speakers, but being vintage speakers, especially the Sony ones, I know that they're worth a decent amount. I did pay up for those Sonys, though. I paid $40 a piece for them. But I think it was a good buy. So toys, we're looking, not seeing anything. So we move on. We hit a Salvation Army. And here's a Sony 5-disc changer, $15, no remote. I didn't want to mess with it because there was no remote. But turns out someone came and bought that right after I looked at it. And then a few minutes later, an employee brought the remote out for that, and I ended up buying the remote. So yeah, it kind of happens a lot at the Salvation Army. There was a can opener thing I bought here, down there on the shelf. Over here, I see this Tripoli mat, and I've mentioned these before, and I've never seen this one in this box. So yeah, I grabbed it. I thought it was going to be great. Wasn't selling for a lot online, and then when I checked the condition, it was so old it was falling apart. Has some felt on the bottom that was just rotting away, turning to dust. So we just put it back. Not really worth selling for like 20 bucks on eBay. I am happy to say that Salvation Army has been putting more stuff out. It seems to be, the quality seems to be going up. I know over the year, probably the last year, a lot of you have seen just how bad that Salvation Army got. They got some new people in there, so hopefully it keeps improving and we can keep finding some good deals. At the church-based thrift store, you saw me just pick up an amazing pair of San Antonio Shoe Company shoes, only $1. All shoes are $1. Here's another pair. I ended up passing on these. They were in actually pretty bad condition, and they don't look too bad in this preview footage I'm looking at, but I remember them being pretty bad. I didn't even want to spend $1 on them. Try to clean them up, spend the time. But the other pair, very good condition. I sell those for $40 all day. So yeah, it's great when you can get them for $1. And we're at another Goodwill, the last Goodwill of the day. Looking at the toys, of course, trying to spot something. I've already looked at the shoes, I believe, at this Goodwill. I find some good shoe deals at this Goodwill. They almost always price them $4.99. I don't know if I've ever seen them higher. So awesome if you can actually catch some shoe deals here. Electronics section though is lacking in this Goodwill. This is about it, one end cap, but still I find some great things on this end cap a lot of the time. Today I don't think I really found anything, so yeah, I don't see anything. But let me show you what I did find today, some great pickups. Time to go over what I picked up at the thrift stores today. Didn't have room for everything on this table, so we'll go through this and I'll put the rest on there. Let's just start right here at Salvation Army. I picked up this open up thing under the cabinet type jar opener, I guess. Looked it up on Amazon, new. These are selling for over $100. I do believe this is new inside, but it has been opened. Therefore, I'll sell it on Amazon. I can't sell it as new. I'll have to sell it as like new and just state that the box has been opened. I can still sell it for about $50, so that's good. $3.99, all I paid for that. At Salvation Army, I picked up this remote Sony DVD disc changer remote. The actual system this goes with was there. This wasn't out at the time. I passed on the system, and then I saw another guy come pick up the system to buy. Then I saw the employee put this on the rack, so I went over and bought the remote. It's not a big money remote. I'll make maybe $10 on it. I passed on the DVD changer because it's just not a great model. Yeah, I'm able to sell it for about $50. It was looking like. I did look it up. And at the time, it didn't have the remote, so it definitely wasn't worth it. Then for $1.99, I picked up this Road Champs Cruiser Series police car. Packaging is actually in very good condition and only $1.99. Looked it up, couldn't find this exact one, but it looked like some similar ones were selling between $20 all the way up to $35. I think I saw one sell for. I think I'll price this $20 plus shipping. Went ahead and grabbed this puppy surprise. It's got the puppies in there. It's a newer one. I like finding the vintage ones, I guess, better than the new ones. I don't mess with these a whole lot. I just went ahead and bought it. It was $3.99. I think since it has the puppies, I'll make about $10 profit. We grabbed a couple board games. Risk Star Wars Clone Wars Edition. Paid $5.99 for it, but it looked like it was selling for about $50, $60 on Amazon pre-owned. I'll have to get the pieces counted, and if they're not complete, we can return it to Goodwill. I got Yahtzee Jr., the Disney edition. Looked like it was selling for about $25, $30 on Amazon. These things sell great around Christmas time. Certain ones, anyway, always depends on the content and which ones they are. Almost forgot over here, we got this Canon ink. I paid $3.99 for this at a Goodwill. And yeah, I think it was selling for about $25 on Amazon. For some reason, I'm allowed to sell Canon ink on Amazon. I can't sell HP ink or any other kind of ink brother stuff. But Canon, yeah, I'm allowed to for whatever reason, so I do it. And I picked up this typewriter. It is I think it was Royal Academy typewriter. You can see there it is. And it was surprisingly selling fairly well. I think I can price this about $75 plus shipping and get a sale. I paid $10 for it, so I went ahead and grabbed it. Been selling through all the typewriters I buy. And then we have these speakers I picked up. I paid up a little bit on these, I think. However, I think they're worth some money. I could not find any reliable comps on eBay or Terapeak, but all of these are brand new inside. They've never been used. There was one comp I found. I think it was for this one or this one, maybe even that one, but pre-owned, there was a pair that sold for $100. So I figure brand new is going to be worth it. I paid $12.99 for that, $9.99, $9.99, I believe $12.99 for this one. Paid $40 a piece for these Sonys. Couldn't find any information again on them, but they are brand new inside, wrapped in plastic, all the paperwork. The boxes are a little beat up. Speakers are kind of weird, especially with Sony and high-end stuff like that, because some of them are worth hundreds of dollars like this, especially brand new vintage. Others, not so much. They're worth about $40 or $50. I would love to hear some suggestions in the comments, maybe people who sell more speakers than I do. I don't find enough good stuff like this to know what the true value is. Leave in the comments, let me know. I'm probably going to price these Sony speakers just like $150 a piece and see if they sell. I assume they're for a car as the intended purpose. And some of the others I'm going to price $100. I don't remember. Probably just price a lot of these up. I'll have to do some more figuring and put it on the screen how much I expect to make on these. But stuff like this is actually kind of low risk, because even if it's not worth a lot, you're not going to make money. You can usually get your money back. If not, you can get most of it back. But we're going to shoot for the big profits. That's going to do it for the video, everybody. I really want to thank you for watching. Let me know if you would have picked up these speakers in a Goodwill and paid that much for them. Before you go, if you could hit that like button for me, I'd really appreciate it. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, flipping_junk. And this has been Wick. Until next time.